Hello everyone, welcome back to Sharp Cuts. My name is Garrett May alongside Josh Nickel. As always, welcome back to the show. We're on a roll, Josh. I'm feeling hype, but we got a few things to get through first, okay? First of all, I got a new job, so now I have even more excuse to be unprepared for arriving because I actually have to go into the office, Josh. So you got to give me a break. You get to go into this center and do this beach volleyball thing, okay? I actually got to work for a living, okay? So just understand that, all right? And I expect you're going to be okay with that.
I'm on board so far, Garrett.
Okay, good. Because the next topic we got to get to is you absolutely bamboozling people to get on this show and burying me, and I absolutely hate it. So our guest, welcome to the show, Anna Feore. It's great to have you. Welcome to the show. Hey, when you bring this insider stuff to me, it's getting called out immediately, Josh. How dare you, under false pretenses, tell her she's going on your B show, Passin Dimes, when really she's coming on the A show, Sharp Cuts.
Ooh. Wow.
Which
that
one's
was
the
a
B
sharp
show?
cut already. That was already a sharp cut. Wow.
What do you have to say for yourself, Josh? First of all,
Garrett,
welcome Anna to the show. It's great to have you. Thank you for
listeners,
joining us. But now I'm pissed that you joined. You didn't know it was going to be with me, so maybe you're pissed. And are you pissed?
I'm a little annoyed, Garrett. I'm a little annoyed at the start because
I'm not asking you if
no
you're
one cares,
pissed.
Josh.
we have a
Not about you
U-Sports-
as Anna, our guest. Is she upset?
We have an OUA champion, a U Sports national champion, which was like the Ontario streak that they finally broke at U of T. She's played for the indoor women's national team. She's played for the beach national team. And I'm kind of using her as a crutch because last episode, Garrett, you popped off about indoor and beach players. So I tried to get some ammunition for this week's show. And yes, welcome to the B show, this side stage. Welcome, Anna, to Sharp Cuts.
Okay,
Wow,
don't try to cover
you.
up your blasphemous maneuver with a nice intro for Anna, okay? And are you okay, by the way? Are you pissed now that you know surprise?
You know, I was bamboozled. I will say I was bamboozled. However, Josh's little face, what was I going to say? No, I can't. He's too nice. What was I supposed to say to him?
Speaking of Josh's face, that brings me to the next topic, is if you're listening and not watching, there is a disgusting growth that has appeared on Josh's upper lip only, I can assume, for Movember. But you've got full handlebar mustache going there, Josh, and it's kind of badass.
I'm glad you mentioned, for the listeners, Garrett, that anyone watching on video is not seeing it. I don't think it's showing up on video either. It's still not at its peak here.
Well, it's true. Get real close to the camera for our viewers. Get right up there and see the dirt. Oh, you don't even have the handlebars going. You just have the stash.
It's like a patchy mustache, which is not a good look for anyone. But Garrett, I will try to bamboozle guests on the show. I will try to bamboozle people to sign up for our partner BetStamp. Download the app, use Dimes there. But I won't bamboozle this. Please go to Grant O'Gorman's Movember page. I think he's a great ambassador for Movember. So I don't even create my own page anymore, Garrett, because it's just sad seeing you're the only one who donated to yourself. So I donate to Grant. I would encourage any of our listeners, if you want to support Movember, to go to Grant. I'm just kind of the poster, and then if anyone asks me about it, I send it to Grant because I think he's doing a great job.
Agreed.
Probably do that, actually. Yeah, that's actually probably just a legit thing we should all do. I mean, we spin a lot of crap on this show, but that's genuine, so let's not sully it by making an off-color joke.
Yeah, once again, I'm the one bringing credibility to the show. But do we have any topics tonight?
Are you?
What do you mean we have any topics? We have a bunch of, we haven't addressed the issue of why you brought Anna on the show.
So for the one listener who made it to the entirety of last week's show,
that was it.
Garrett, intentionally, maybe you're back. Maybe this got, you went fishing and maybe this worked. I shouldn't speak out of turn. But basically, Anna, Garrett said every beach volleyball player is a failed indoor player. The only reason you play beach is because you couldn't make the coin do an indoor.
Wow, this is Sharp Cuts.
It's Sharp Cuts, but Josh is giving no context, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually give the context.
It
doesn't need context.
Well, hey, should I just wear it without context? Just take it on and take that on and bury it, or do I give some additional context? Which would you prefer, Anna?
My first question is, Garrett, were you an indoor player first?
Yes, a failed indoor player.
Okay, so this all tracks.
I was a failed indoor player and went to play beach. So,
okay.
I'm Exhibit A.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, I don't love the terminology, but there is some merit to it.
Okay. Okay. Josh, take it, Josh.
No, I don't like the terminology of failed.
Okay.
However, I will round it out and say, do I get to do more playing beach? Yes. Is it more fun? Yes. That's why I left the indoor team. However, did I get cut in 2019 from the national team indoor? Maybe. Maybe. So, to your point, do we look
so
to,
we don't like the term
brighter horizons, leaving
pursuing
and
other opportunities,
well, pursuing maybe having fun playing volleyball. There's a thought, for a lot of indoor players, it wasn't as enjoyable. I don't know. I don't like the terminology, but I cannot, obviously I have no legs to stand on.
Maybe I can rebrand my hot take, Josh. Instead of failed indoor players, I can say something different. Maybe we can brainstorm some terms to make this more palatable.
Hopeful retired indoor players that want to enjoy themselves.
I was thinking washed up or...
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Similar. So we had the same similar attitude towards that.
Broken, bruised.
Depressed. Yeah.
Depressed. Yeah. Lonely.
Especially, going pro, coming back, I would say, unstable.
Wait.
Who are looking for a little bit of stability.
Okay, so if we're going to change the terms, we should change it to pro beach players are unstable indoor players.
or
I don't think we should use that one. I think we should avoid that one.
No, I mean, this is wrong. Obviously, now that I'm part of the beach world, it's not more stable. But, indoor, it's a lot of moving around.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
So
indoor
it
wasn't for me.
seems
I can
like
tell you that.
Generally, Anna is agreeing with me, Josh.
No.
Correct.
She just doesn't like to cut as sharp as I do.
I don't want it on the record that indoor beach players are failed indoor players.
I know you don't want it on the record, but you kind of get it.
But I will say we are definitely looking for something different after indoor. To come to the beach, it's drastic enough that you are pivoting. It's a pivot. And there's
a hard
reason
pivot.
for the pivot. Yeah.
It's a big reason for the pivot.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
There's some serious roadblocks in your way.
You get to do more skills. That it's attractive. You get to do all the skills. You get to be fit and work out every day. I don't know. I see that.
It's an off ramp on the highway of your volleyball career. It's an exit.
I disagree. I don't know. Now I hate your terminology.
Yeah, you just don't want to swallow the pill that it is, but you kind of get where I'm coming from. Hey, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Are pro beach players failed indoor players?
But also don't hurt our feelings. Yeah. Yeah, that's a hot take.
I think there's a few examples of ones that are not.
You'd offend a lot of people with that one. You don't offend me because I get it.
Well, listen. To give the context now that our listeners listen to us and is now hating me for the last 5 minutes, we had a segment at the end of last. You can go listen to it. It's out there where we asked for hot takes, and Josh had absolutely zero. Josh was not ready to give a single hot take because Josh is a king fence sitter. So Garrett was out there spitting out hot takes, and that I guess was the hottest of them. So we left on a cliffhanger.
Sure.
Josh, and you know what? You're staying quiet because look at who's got the upper hand now, bud. Look at the guest you brought on. You thought she was going to defend it, weren't you?
I've been upset for a week, Garrett. I'm conflicted with myself.
You've been upset for a week?
Saying, I have my backup. I want to disagree with you, but from an analytical standpoint, a factual standpoint, I'm having trouble defending this because Sarah Pavan on the women's side, I think, would be the poster person who could play whatever version of volleyball we're playing. She'd be the best at it. And then if you trace it back far enough, Ben Saxton was a heck of an indoor player. But I would say it to their faces if they were here. Jake McNeil couldn't play on the indoor men's national team. Liam Kopp couldn't play. I'm trying to go down the list of our players right now, and I don't think they could make the indoor team. And I'm not saying that everyone who plays on the indoor team has all the skills. There's some incredibly specialized people, but I think we were not a serious option for anyone who could play both, a Stephen Marr and Eric Lepke, the guys who could play any version of volleyball. I don't think they ever really stopped to consider beach.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Sarah Pavan because Sarah went from being a successful indoor player to a beach player. But let's redefine failure and success here. Why did she go to play beach? Because she couldn't win indoors. Her team kept failing.
No.
So she had to go
Because
win
it's more
herself,
fun.
and she did.
It's the fun, Garrett. It's the fun.
It's
Garrett,
not the fun.
She was making
she
money.
went to
She's
win.
making so much money. No. Yeah. Well,
She's
yeah, she
making
came to
less
win.
money now than she did playing indoor. Guaranteed.
Yes. Because she
Guaranteed.
made the money and now she's having fun.
Now she's winning. She went to win. And she's
definitely
doing
winning.
it. She went to world champion, Olympian. She was not going to be those two things playing for our indoor women's national team.
Does that make you washed up? Or
No,
smart?
but it's certainly a failed effort indoors if that's your goal.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think it's a fail.
Well, if you're
You
trying
do
to be an
need to
Olympian,
redefine fail.
if you're trying to be an Olympian, that's your goal, and you don't do it, is not a
But
failure?
there's so many things out of your control with indoor. There's so many things.
Oh, so a good reason to go to beach so you can be more successful and avoid the failures.
In your control, a little bit more for sure.
Josh, how about you speak up here instead of letting me just argue with our guest who's been very nice so far?
So, Garrett,
You're
I don't
sitting on
think...
the fence over there making me look like an idiot.
So it's funny that Anna asked if you played because I find these moments hilarious. It reminds me of when they had the SAS guys on the show. But Garrett, you were a CIS silver medalist. A lot of people don't know this, but you made a Volleyball Canada team once, and I think Glenn explained to you what your role would be. And you said, you know what, that's a fair offer, but I think I'd rather go play Youth Worlds on the beach. So was winning or control the choice that drew you more to the beach? Because I think you could have played professional indoor. I'm not saying you would have been the best outside in Italy, but you could have played professional indoor. So why did yourself choose this before, starting a podcast with your friends here and just ripping on, my occupation and love of beach volleyball?
It was a terrible idea, Josh. It was a really bad move. I really shouldn't have done it. I should have stayed in indoor as long as I could and tried to play both and do that whole thing because, I don't know. And when people try to get you to commit and let's go full-time beach, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what skills, at least on the men's game right now on the World Tour, are the most highly valued?
I think blockers are worth their weight in gold right now, Garrett. Any good blocker.
Okay, I was never going to be that. So let's eliminate that. Like me as a player, you want some physicality, you want some intensity, you want the ability to go up and pound it 80% of the time, right? And where do you get good at those things? Hitting roll shots in the OVA tour? No. You got to go and hit a ton of balls indoors. So, why did I do it? Because I thought I would be better at beach, which I would, but I don't know. I'm not a good example for this.
I played the barrow. I didn't build a lot of crazy excellent skills in the indoor court obviously played left side a little bit, but on the highest level that I played, it was libero. And translating those skills was, fine, but I relearned a lot of stuff to be good at beach, or as good as I am, whatever that is.
Now, if the indoor national team offered you a spot, would you have taken it?
Well, I was
No?
on the indoor national team.
Right, but if in 2019 they'd offered you a spot again.
So they offered me a spot for free, no payment. And I said no. Because no. And then I said, I'll go play beach then. I'll try my hand at that. Because, I couldn't really afford to be out there without karting. And
Absolutely.
if my time is not valued, then I'm not going to be out there.
Absolutely.
I think, no, I don't think that means I failed at indoor. I do think that means that I made choices for my well-being that I call a success. That means coming home. I'm from Ontario. I'm lucky enough to be here to train beach. So I think there's so many factors, and I wanted to regain control of, where my home was, what school I was doing, what I was able to do. Beach gives you a lot more freedom with that. I don't know. I just don't see it as a fail to, dropping one thing to succeed in another. Sarah is an anomaly where I think she succeeded just amazingly at both. And that is rare to see. In my opinion, she succeeded playing indoor. If you're making that much money, you're succeeding in my eyes.
Yeah, for sure. In that way. I think what I'm learning in this moment, Josh, is that if you want to have a hot volleyball take, just take something only mildly, only mildly strange or weird or challenging, and just add some harsh words to it. And then it's immediately a hot take. So whenever we do a hot take section again, take notes, Josh, because you just got to take your
one word.
your most mediocre take and just add harsh words to it. It's a hot take.
Yeah, like when Garrett finally announces his retirement, I can use the word failure on that or quitter because you didn't reach the highest, so therefore you
right.
quit. You quit on it.
Absolutely. If you want to give a hot take, you should say Garrett May is a quitter.
Right.
He quit volleyball. He quit volleyball. What a quitter.
At the top, he won beach nationals and he quit. We haven't seen him since.
What a quitter. Yeah.
Quitter.
That's a lukewarm take.
Hot take.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm a quitter, Josh.
But you're much happier with your decisions now, so I mean.
Well, no, I regret it immensely. That's why we're doing this show. So anyways, let's segue because we got more to talk about that I think we're going to hit in the Players of the Week and Clowns of the Week. And Josh, before we even get into it, every time I've asked, we're unsure if this is the fan favorite segment of the week, right? Because nobody wrote in to tell us whether they liked it or not. No longer can we say that, Josh, because somebody wrote in. Thank you, Lisa, for your feedback on the show. This is the fan favorite segment. We only have one segment, so not important. It's the fan favorite segment is Players and Clowns of the Week. And the reasoning was great because it's a great chance to call, celebrate people in the community, but also normalize calling out things that aren't so great, which I really liked. That was not a hot take. That was a nice take on what we're doing, which is really just chirping people hard. So thank you, Lisa, for your comment and everybody's fan favorite segment of the week. So
I trust Lisa to speak for all fans. That's a fair statement. Lisa can speak for all of our fans.
Absolutely. So segueing, I'll go first because mine, once again, are low-hanging fruit. So my first player of the week is Lisa Tam. Thank you, Lisa, for commenting and confirming. I mean, when we get comments like that, I want to do the show again. I want to come back on. I want to keep it going, and that's awesome. So thank you. Player of the week. And another low-hanging fruit, Josh. I realized that we don't get a lot of comments from people, but people do listen to the show. There are people listening right now. We don't know them, and they are listening to us speak. So for them, I say thank you, and that's a player of the week for you for listening to the show. But please hit that subscribe button because we're getting dangerously close to the number of episodes being higher than our subscribers. The other thing is player of the week to this episode for being episode 69 of Sharp Cuts. Nice.
I don't really want to clap for that, but I will because I'm a guest.
Listen, I didn't try to say that mine were the best players of the week ever, but they're there.
Oh, that's it? That's all you're bringing to the table?
I told you, Anna, low-hanging fruit. I told you I got a real job. I gotta do my best here. So
all of us have real jobs, Garrett.
No.
Exactly.
No, we don't all have real jobs, okay? Josh
we do.
does not have a real job.
Josh has the realest job ever.
I'm sorry. Josh is a coach.
Is that another hot take? You're saying coaching isn't a job?
Don't cut him like that.
Let me turn it into a hot take though, Josh. It wasn't, but let me turn it into one. Coaching is not a real job. That's a harsh cut.
You're right
there.
because I would do it for free, and I'm just lucky to wake up every day and get paid to do this.
Yeah, so thank you for absolutely. If I my job, would I do it for free? No. I don't like it that much. I like it, but I don't like it that much.
Okay.
So, sorry, Anna. I'm sorry you're not impressed with my players of the week. Hopefully my clowns of the week will raise the bar.
Oh, wow. Well, I can give you my player of the week. Players of the week.
You got two?
I got a whole team, which, not low-hanging fruit, best-hanging fruit. We know it. It's that entire women's sitting volleyball team, Team Canada. Big round of applause. I don't know if any of you guys tuned into that, caught some illegal streams. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. So that's the first time I've ever really sat down and watched full games, and I was just blown away. So big kudos to them, and wishing them the best of luck because they qualified for the Paralympics 2024.
Yes.
So big snaps from my side.
Absolutely. And we'll double down on that because that was my player of the week last week. was the Team Canada women's sitting volleyball. So, I mean, come on, Anna, like watch the show.
I cheated.
Like, get it.
No, you're right.
You're
That's
telling
my
me
bad.
mine are bad. You just recycled mine from last week. Come on.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to be here.
See if you will back up this other hot take of mine, because right now I'm 1 for 1, Josh. Last week, another hot take of mine was that right now, today, our best volleyball national team is the women's sitting volleyball national team. Best national team.
That's not a hot take. Is that a hot take?
No.
Well, I mean, there's factors at play there, but that's not that a hot take. Like, beach volleyball is, moving around a little bit, moving and shaking. Indoor came off a pretty hot VNL stint, but you can't beat a second place.
So we all agree.
I got respect for all of them, but the girls taking second place at Worlds, that's not hot.
Awesome. Well, hey, not a hot take then. Maybe I should choose harsher language. Okay, let's turn it into a hot take.
Everybody else is bad, and sitting volleyball is good.
All of our national teams are garbage, except for the women's sitting national team.
Now you got yourself a hot take.
That's a hot take right there. Okay, there we go. See, we're learning here. That's awesome.
Spicy take.
No.
Yeah.
Great player of the week, Anna. I back it.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Congrats to them. Silver, right? Second in the world.
Silver.
Pretty good.
Second in the world, five setter, like to Brazil. We all know that Megatron of a volleyball country. So not bad.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, good one. Thanks, Anna. Okay, over to you, Josh. The bar admittedly is pretty low for this, so you should be able to deliver.
Oh, lowest hanging fruit, totally. Because I don't think this was announced when you claimed they were players of the week, Garrett. And I understand player of the week to be an individual. So instead of honoring the whole team, I'm just going to go Heidi Peters, who was named MVP of the tournament on the second place team. So Heidi Peters is the player of the week, Garrett, from our women's sitting team.
Snaps for Heidi.
Unbelievable. I mean, yeah, congrats, Heidi. Like, absolutely. Great performance.
Big shout out to Heidi.
It's very tough to win MVP coming second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is very challenging. It's also a subtle, sharp cut to your entire team.
Yeah.
Because basically,
I
they're saying,
do kind of feel that.
you lost.
You're good.
She was the MVP, so what were the rest of you doing?
I don't have the press release in front of me. Our libero also got an award. I believe Danny got a receiver award. So there was other Team Canada awards being handed out, Garrett. But
Yes, for sure. And well-deserved, because the second place team, you should have some all-stars for sure. But MVP, most valuable player, is what it stands for. That's a harsh cut by the whole committee doing that.
I've never ever been in a tournament where the MVP didn't come from the best team, the top team.
Me neither. Never seen that. But my biological father, it happened to him a few times where he played in a tournament, came second, lost, and his partner got the MVP. That's an absolute burial.
Well, they wouldn't be there.
Absolute burial.
Burial.
Yeah, like an absolute burial. You played with Garth Pischke in a tournament. Garth got the MVP and a silver medal result. Like, harsh, right? It's way worse when it's just two.
That's harsh. That's harsh. I'll give that to you.
Right? Yeah. So what are they thinking?
That's harsh, especially on beach. That's a funeral.
So two-sided coin here. MVP to Heidi. Congrats. Clown of the week to the rest of the team, to the committee. Like, what?
I like that.
No chance.
No chance.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, what a weak performance by all three of us, I think, in this Players of the Week.
Really.
I think pretty low-hanging fruit all
probably
around.
Weakest by you, Garrett, is what I'll say there.
Of the three, mine is probably the weakest. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually hear any mention of volleyball.
The listeners.
So.
Player of the week to the listeners. Like, weak.
That
Right?
says I've never had an adult job and I got overwhelmed today. That's what that says.
It screams unpreparedness.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. But having said that, we were named Players of the Week last week, and we named Team Canada Sitting Volleyball, and you both went in that direction again. Anna not knowing because you don't watch the show, Josh fully knowing that we went there last week and didn't have a backup just in case.
Well, I think it was just a magical run, Garrett, that we were celebrating it along the whole journey. Like it was over 10-day tournament.
That's a great
wasn't it?
explanation.
So it makes sense that it overlapped.
It's a great
right?
explanation. Damn
I see
you
nothing
and
wrong
your
with that.
logic, Josh. Brutal.
What's wrong with that?
Okay. Well, midway through this episode, let's just remind us to pick it up. All of us. I think we can do a lot better in this second half, okay? So pick it up here. Let's go. A little encouragement. And thank you so much for listening. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Who's your clown of the week from this episode? Probably me, but we'll see. Nobody will comment, so that's a safe bet.
A strong contender.
Okay, let's go to clowns of the week. I don't know if I want to go first. Maybe we should throw Anna under the bus to go first.
Guys,
And
this
really
isn't
put the
fair.
pressure
My clown
on.
it's bad. It's not even funny. It's just the truth.
It's not even funny.
It's not funny. It's not a clown. Like, it's just, I'm going to throw my clown of the week to Amanda Harnett no, it's not funny. It's just the truth. She sent me tarantula videos, like a couple of those from tour. They're everywhere. And it just exposed this sort of scary truth of being on tour, which is just creepy, crawly insects. And it gave me just a real bad spook, and I didn't love it. And that's my clown. It's not funny. It's just the truth. Can't
Hold
stand
on.
it.
We got to unpack this. This is
Yeah.
bad. I agree, but secretly good, Anna. You should have some confidence in yourself here, because the clown of the week
know.
isn't Amanda, because there's a tarantula in her room.
Sure. Okay, they had one on the court, and then a big
On the court?
big bug on the court. You should follow them on Instagram, by the way. Her and Maria Lex Belanger. They were in. Okay, I'm gonna get this wrong, but they had just gone to Cayman. The one before that, Josh, help me.
That was in Dominican and Hato Mayer, I believe it's pronounced.
Oh yeah, just horror stories. So that's my clown of the week. Is that number one? My friends had to go through that, which is hilarious. But just some horrible weather, some tarantulas creepy crawling size of like my fist on the court, creepy crawling. So that's my clown. They got through it.
Oh my God, that is a way bigger deal than I feel like you're making it out to be, Anna. There's a full-on fist-size, hand-sized spider on the court.
I mean, you've been on tour. Like, you know that there's some creepy stuff.
No,
that
I've
goes
never
down, but
seen that. I have never seen that in my life.
No, that was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
That's
and they
very
honestly
bad.
kind of brushed it off as funny. And to me, that is the least funny thing I can think of playing volleyball.
That
We
is
found
ridiculous.
nails in the court once, like nails. And I would rather find 18 nails than a tarantula. Creepy.
Clown of the week to whoever's hosting that tournament.
Clown of the week. Yes. Yeah. Big
So
time.
that's Norsika.
Yeah. Well, are we
Okay, so that's like the fifth clown of the week to Norsika. They're probably the leading scorer for clowns of the week. That's an easy target, but valid this time. Massive
Valid.
spiders.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a no.
I'm not
for
afraid
me.
of spiders, but that's still like scare me.
Well,
That's incredible.
Tarantulas?
Tarantulas scare it.
Like actually tarantulas or
Have
just
you ever
big
encountered
spiders?
one? No, like hairy tarantula. Like it has its own personality, tarantula. Big.
I'm in
No.
shock.
You should be.
You said yours was bad. That's an awesome clown of the week, Anna.
There's no one really to blame here. There's no clown. It's just Amanda for putting that on me now.
No.
She's a clown.
Whoever let there be a tarantula on the damn court, there's space around the court, right? So it had to
Sure.
crawl all the way from wherever it was to the court, which is
Someone
you'd
was
think a
gonna
long way.
interfere? Someone was going to interfere. No way. If it was coming, it was coming.
Nobody was gonna go get it.
No chip. There's people just walking around and filming it. Like no one's going to touch it.
Oh
thanks.
God.
And Amanda's not afraid of spiders?
Well, I'm not afraid enough to get that close and film it. I think, no, she definitely would be. I mean, if she's not, she strikes me as someone who would be. I
That's
know
what I'm
she's afraid
thinking.
of like big cockroach bugs for sure, because we had a bit of a scare in Morocco. I know that for a fact. But spiders,
Yeah. So
although, wait, a question to Josh. Anything freakier than the bathrooms at Ashbridges Bay in the morning? Tell me right now that you're not spooked when you go in there and see basically that scene from Harry Potter up top above every stall.
Yes, I've never seen the spider actually making those webs, but I think the thought of it, but like actually seeing like a spider or a snake on the court, I think I would freak out. Have you seen the actual spiders in the bathrooms? I haven't.
What are you talking? Oh, you gotta frequent the women's bathroom, man. I like at least 30 to
Yep,
40.
Josh, you gotta get in the women's bathroom and
Gots
check
to
it out,
frequent the
dude.
women's washroom. Yeah, man. Any female beach volleyball player will attest to that. Any Team Canada girl. It is the grossest thing, and it's the worst way to start your day. That's my clown. Spiders are clowns. There's my clown.
I mean, listen, I don't think anybody's gonna argue with that. Can you imagine like squishing or like killing that tarantula? Like, what do you do with it?
No.
What did they do with it?
No. I will say though, my friend Anna, my partner Anna, she squashed a flying cockroach in Morocco, like probably like this big, like big.
And it was juicy.
Oh, it haunts her to this day.
Oh my God.
Haunts her. The sound, the feeling, the impact, like chills down her legs. Can't talk about it.
Okay. After that, after all that, we're going to really sit here and say that people choose beach volleyball over indoor?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's a passion. It's a passion.
It's a passion project.
It's a
Yeah, you
passion
do it for the
project.
love of it. Damn it.
Well, we definitely do it for the money, Garrett. So that's what I do it for.
Yeah, definitely that. I mean, we do this show for the money, right?
I'm in it
high.
for the financial compensation.
High budget. Yeah, would totally a lot of. Oh my gosh, man. Mine are brutal compared to that. That's an awesome clown. Damn it. When I said raise a level, you listened, Anna, and you brought it. So well done. All right, let's just get a little buffer between mine and that. So Josh, why don't you go now?
Yeah, why did we make her go first? Hers was the best. I'm
didn't know that.
trying to get people to play beach, and if they want to attend our try-it, it's December 2nd to 4th in Toronto. But Garrett, did you know that the FIB has a rule that you have to sign up like 33 days before the tournament or something? Like they ask the players to follow these rules.
Yes.
Well, Garrett,
I know this.
If you
I've
were
been
signed
fined.
up for Egypt, which was supposed to happen on November 17th, which is soon as we're recording this, well, you would have found out on November 10th that it was canceled. So they can just like announce events and cancel it, the week it's happening, and just like, the players, I guess, don't have to, or excuse me, the association doesn't have to follow the same rules the players do. And that's not only the only weird one that happened this week, Garrett. It's 30 days to sign up for a NORCECA, right? Well, we just found out that there's one in 3 weeks. Oh, and by the way, it's the championship. Like, we didn't know this was happening until, surprise, NORCECA champs are December 8th. So it's just funny, Garrett, that you think indoor people choose indoor over beach because of the money or other things. Maybe it's just the general organization of the sport that top down there's weird stuff happening on the beach that I imagine if you were signed up for Egypt, you would have bought your ticket already, you would have made accommodation, you would have like gone through all the logistics just to find out that 7 days before the first match it's not happening.
There would have been teams already there.
There could have been very serious teams already there. Like if you have a pretty good budget, you want to heat acclimate, you want to get used to it. Yeah, you could be there.
Well, or if you're in the qualifier, or I guess they don't do country quotas anymore.
Right. But they just, surprise, November 10th, they canceled a tournament that was supposed to be November 17th.
Oh my God, that breaks my heart kind of. That's a bad clown.
Unbelievable.
Classic
That's
though.
a clown
Classic
move
though.
right there. To cancel the tournament a week before. I got fined for pulling out of a tournament 3 weeks before the tournament, which was late, apparently. Brutal.
Yeah.
And NORCECA surprise championships in 3 weeks? So you've missed registration.
Well, I think they're willing to cherry pick the rules they do enforce, and obviously they're going to let that go. But just from why I'm annoyed as a coach is it really affects your periodization, right? Like now you have one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and it's surprise 3 weeks to get ready for it. So we'll be ready. We're still going to have a good result, Garrett. But it's just frustrating that you try to take something serious, you try to plan your lifestyle around it, and then everything just seems to be a little bit short notice this year, especially on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So you going? You gonna take a little sun trip down to the championships?
No, I won't be attending this one.
I to your point, Josh, I do think, I know personally, and with some people I've talked to and surveyed, the draw to indoor is very much about the organization and the planning. We had talked a lot about decision burnout with beach volleyball, of having to make all of your own decisions, accommodations, sort of flights, food, safety, all that kind of stuff you think about.
That's real.
And that's all sort of taken care of. I know when I traveled with the indoor team, I just put my Aeroplan number in. That was my max that I had to do to.
That's so nice.
be involved, right, in the travel process, and always safe.
so
You're with a
good.
group, food's taken care of. So I think that's a big draw to the indoor team, and so relieving that level of organization, I think that made me sad coming to the beach. Excited.
Doesn't that hurt you,
to begin?
Josh, to hear that?
It almost makes me think that I should become a travel agent or something, Garrett. Like, there's got to be a way to help players. Like, and it's not the first one to comment. I think when we had Simon Factor-Boutin on Passin Dimes, the A show, he talked about once he figured out the off-court stuff, the on-court stuff became way easier because you can get distracted, you can get bogged down. Like, there's players, Grant and Pedlo, I think, slept in the airport one year because they could just like messed up their accommodation or a flight got changed. Like, Anna's pointing at herself, like it's not a very clean lifestyle where, like, if you play indoor, it's basically like what time does the bus leave and what time is breakfast? Like, you're not making too many decisions, right?
We had to miss the last game of our Narcica that we went to, Simone and Hugo and myself and Anna, because the airline just decided to push it a day earlier. Like, our flight just decided to go, like, okay, sorry, we're actually going to leave today. And we're like, oh, there's only one flight off this godforsaken island, so guess we're leaving today, sorry. And we had to forfeit our last matches. It was like absolutely insane. And we're like, okay, well,
I didn't hear a single point you said, Josh, after you said the A show. So I blacked out a little bit there. So
your camera's blacking out too, so it's good.
I think that people are just going to indoor to get away from you. It sounds like.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. By the amount of indoor
Anna said
players
the
we've had on
organization.
the show, I think they still support what we're doing here to grow the sport of volleyball and give our listeners something passionate in the Canadian volleyball scene. But yes, trying to get indoor people to come to beach tryouts has been it's been tough, Garrett. It's been tough.
Well, good luck, Josh. But if you keep calling this the B show, then I'm not going to be doing you any favors. Don't go to the tryout. Don't go to the tryout. If you're out there listening and you were thinking about going to Josh's tryout, when's it? December 6th to 9th?
2nd to 4th in Toronto. Registration's
right. So
available
November 25th to November 29th. It's in Vancouver, by the way. So book your tickets now. Don't go, though. Don't go.
I don't think people are going to listen to the clown of the show this week. I think, Garrett, you've kind of buried yourself a little bit.
You've lost yourself.
Yeah. So if you
we
support
started
Garrett
the show
thoughts,
talking about my sharp
tryouts,
cut,
but if you want to be on team positive and create a benefit in our sport and stand for positive change, then I'll see you December 2nd in Toronto.
Unbelievable. We started out the show with a hot take of mine from last week and kind of confirming it. And I'm the clown. Okay, here we go.
Way.
Okay, my clowns of the week, because we haven't gotten to them yet. So first up, low-hanging fruit. You two for being on my case this episode. I didn't write that down, though. I have more, believe me.
Yeah, good.
Nolan Langley. Okay, Nolan, thanks for your comment, buddy. But your comment was that you're going to die on the setting distribution hill, that you're going down with that ship. And that's an absolutely clown perspective to take after the few episodes we've had, the last few episodes. We see guys get set 80 plus times in a match in a win, and everybody else get under 10 maybe. Like, guys getting set so many balls. You're gonna talk to me about setting distribution? You're gonna double down on that? Clown of the week move. You gotta back me up here, Josh.
I'm a little offended. I think we should call him on air and actually get him to defend this, because I was explaining to Anna the clown of the week because I didn't want her to be too surprised, Garrett. So I mentioned that my one that I got the most fired up about was UBC's fifth setter, where Neves got over 70 attempts, Dahaniak got it like in the high 30s, and a combined remaining of the team got 21. So you can't tell me Nolan Langley or anyone else who likes the technical, tactical intricacies of the setting position that is strategy. You're just setting your two best players every single time. Like, didn't we figure out that Max Logier got 16 sets a set? Like, that's just way too much volume for one player. Yeah, everyone was happy, and Max, it was a great performance. She got like 37 kills, but it took 82 tries to get there. Like, it was a bit too much. So these setters who claim to be these tacticians, I'm just not buying it, Garrett. I'm not feeling it.
Well, I appreciate that, Josh, and I love that about you. And I know we've talked about it a lot in the last several episodes, so maybe you're like, gosh, enough with this. But we have set our crosshairs on anybody who's backing this crap up, okay? This is not acceptable.
So we're for setter distribution then. We're for that. We want that.
Actual
No.
distribution. And if nobody checked the York U of T box score, and you'll see that a team I'm a part of, we set one guy over 60 times in a 4-set match, Garrett. But that's beside the point, okay? The point.
No. That is the point. You set a guy 60 times in a match. If you came on here and were like, oh, we had a great setter distribution offense, just spreading the offense around, you'd be like, you're a complete idiot. So you didn't do that, so you're not the clown of the week. Nolan Langley's doubling down, so he is the clown of the week. It's all about perspective here. Set somebody 100 times if they're going to win you the game. I don't care. I hope you don't care.
We lost.
Oh, you lost?
Yeah, tough one, Josh.
Maybe you got to look at your setter distribution. I don't know. Yeah, like, no, is that like exactly? Like it's kind of meaningless. Anyway, we've belabored this point. We've crushed it, but we have to crush anybody who tries to surface this. So Nolan brought it up again, and we got to bury him.
Poor Nolan, yeah.
Okay, I have another clown of the week. Okay, my other clown of the week. This happened recently, Josh, because, and I'll tell you the story. I'm starting a new job. So I've had a real job for a number of years now, Anna. Okay, you're taking shots at me earlier. I've had a big boy job for a number of years, but I'm changing jobs now. So you get the introductions. You got to meet people, right? You say, hey, who are you? Where do you come from? Like, what are you about? And part of my history is, well, I played professional beach volleyball for 7 years. And when I tell that to people, they go, oh, wow, like that's super cool. Like, oh, like you pro? Like, really? Like, people are mildly impressed. I'm not gonna blow it. They're not like, whoa, they're not losing their minds about it, but it's a cool thing that people are interested in, at least. And then that's a thing they know about. You say, oh, hey, the volleyball, yeah, that whole thing. You can chat about it. It's a great topic. People seem to like it who aren't volleyball people. Mm-hmm. When you talk to volleyball people about people like me who never were Olympians, I was never an Olympian. I think, I won the junior worlds, but the best result I had on the adult tour was a 5th place at an open. It was the best thing. I won in Orsika one time. I was like a middling player. My highest ranking was like 29th in the world, I think Dan and I got to, or I don't know, even that, maybe not even that high. But when you talk about people like us, people don't know who we are. And when we do hear that, they go, oh, were they really that? Like, did they really play on the national team? Or did they really do it? And it's like, Anna, maybe you can relate to this. Is like, you tell people who are volleyball people about what you've done, and they're almost like, like, oh, really? Yeah, you played on the national beach team, right? Yeah, oh, did you win any tournaments? It's like, come on. Like, people who aren't volleyball players think what I was doing was cool. And so my clown of the week is to anybody, our volleyball community, for the way we treat the people out there doing the work, trying to get it done. And I'll include myself in this because I haven't been the best at this and trying to like actually see those people and treat those people with like, hey man, they're out there doing it. I'm not out there doing it. So they're willing to put it on the line. So good for them. So I'm taking that shot right now.
Do you think that's a cause and effect of like Volleyball Canada isn't like some other federations around the world. We don't try to like own volleyball. We're literally like, Garrett, you and I could register for a tournament. Like, you don't have to be on the national team to register to play for Canada. So I'm wondering if there's been players who played at maybe a lower level college or university, and somebody sees them go to like a Norsika or like a One Star or Future and Open, whatever you want to call the terminology of the tournaments, and they go, oh, that guy, I beat up on him in U Sports, so therefore like he's not very good, so it's not a big deal to be on the national team. Like, I'm wondering where this deflated attitude comes about being like, oh, yeah, Garrett played beach, but did he go to the Olympics? Well, no, so therefore like he didn't have a good career, right? Like, even
right there, Josh, you're kind of judging the quality of your participation in the national group because it's so open. Like, oh, you and I could register? Well, what if we registered for a tournament, Josh? What if you and I registered for a tournament and went and played 5 years together? We never won a match, but we go and we do it. Like, for years.
We would have got into Cape Town and Brazil Elite 16, just by the way, Garrett. We would have been Elite 16 athletes.
We would have points right now.
Yeah, we'd be like Canada 3 right now.
We'd have Elite 16 points.
Yeah.
We'd have points. We'd have a result. We'd have probably a better result than my bests ever.
I have not had that experience, Garrett.
You haven't? With people in the real world or people in the volleyball community?
People in the real world, always excited, always interested, big questions. I will say, I don't know if this is just a guy's thing, but I mean, the girls that I've interacted with in the volleyball world, indoor and beach, even like the more extended, not just the national team, but like bigger picture, always kind of jazzed up for anyone who's doing it. I've never really encountered someone who wasn't interested in what I was doing or, belittled what I was doing. I think there's a lot to be said of like, wow, lucky that you can do that with the financial challenge of beach volleyball. But never belittling. I don't think I'm lucky that I've had that experience.
Well, you're a nice person, I think. So
that's up for debate.
Are you not a nice person?
No,
I mean, you seem pretty nice so far.
I definitely try to be nice to other people, so maybe other people are also nice to me. But I seriously have not had. I kind of know what you mean, but I've never felt that. Transitioning from indoor to beach, success looks very different. Obviously, going to Worlds with indoor is a big deal. Beach was never going to happen to go to World Championships, so success looks different. But the people that I keep close to me that I interact with mostly, like, know that I'm still succeeding in my own way. I know that's kind of philosophical, but if you know what I mean, that no one's really jabbing at the fact that my best result is, a futures or, getting into a challenger event. It's like, everyone's like, you're doing it. Congratulations. Success in and of itself. You get to do this.
To you.
I think. Mm-hmm.
To your face, they're saying that. I've never had anybody go to me and say, "What are you doing, you idiot? You're lingering around. You're what are you doing? You're lame." But when you talk about other people with people in the volleyball community, I often get that sense there's like an immediate judgment of like the value of their contribution. Like, I don't know if you remember the years where we had like the national C group. I don't know if you remember that, but we had this like C group that was designated as like, I don't know, A, B, C. I don't know. I was B, I guess. I wasn't valued enough to be A, even though we were, third best team, fourth best team. Oh, we're not A, we're B. Okay. So C are the guys, and everyone's going, oh, yeah, national team. Oh, but he's C team. It's always a qualifier, right? So I'm glad people weren't insulting you to your face, Anna. And they probably weren't behind your back either. But,
well, they very well might be. I do think also, for me as a player, beach aside, like indoor-wise, I played on the national team, but didn't get a lot of playing time. So there's probably talk about, what is she doing out there? If you're not playing on the national team, what are you doing? Probably people saying, I beat her in U Sports. What is she doing here now? And I've had those thoughts, not necessarily like I beat her before, she's nothing, but more like, damn, like she's on the team, like good for her. She must have like showed up and really tried out well, rather than just saying, cool, she deserved that. More like, damn, I've seen her before play. She must have showed up. So I don't think that's like necessarily mean or negative. It's just, the way the world works for humans. I think we always have, comparing thoughts, etc. But
for sure. And I'm trying to think, this whole time I've been trying to think up of like a good example where I could say somebody's name, where I could like catch Josh, like immediately, like just jump on and prove my point exactly. But now, the game has been outed now. I don't think I could do that. And I don't want to bury somebody else exactly making the point about not burying them. But like, there are players who, when I tell, oh yeah, they're, who are you training with? Oh yeah, we ended up with this guy. Oh. Like, even just that is just such a, like, it just bothers me. It bothers me now way more than it did when I was in it. And I've probably been the guy making those same comments before. Now, on the flip side, have you ever seen anybody who, like, goes and plays in one tournament or, like, not even a tournament and then tells everybody they were on the national team? Like, we have people do that, right? Or does nobody do that? Like, maybe one or two do that,
I'm trying to think.
You can put anything in your Instagram caption. You can write anything.
I know. Bold. You just put a flag beside volleyball and a flag.
Yeah.
Like, no, everybody that has been a part of the team. That everybody that I know. No.
Right. Like, what if
I've never had any
so I forget, somebody told me a story about like our swimming Canada national team leading up to the Olympics, and how all the swimmers who didn't qualify still went and trained with the swimmers who were trying to go to the Olympics, and that those players like still got treated and valued, and were like, that was part of the national team going, even though it's swimming where you like have no interaction with each other, right? And they didn't qualify. They're training for nothing, but they go and we're just part of it with them. The way we treat those people in volleyball, like who just the training people who come and play, is like they're not even part of the team at all. Right? Or am I crazy here?
No, that I see in a very large volleyball context as well, with practice players on university teams, practice players on the national team who actually help get the team there, but don't get the accolades really. And that, as someone who's been that kind of sucks as the receiving end of that, for sure.
Yeah. I only bring that up, Josh, because I'm trying to be a practice player and get some credit, get something I can put on my Instagram profile.
A job.
So I can play, so I can just claim that I'm still part of the national team, Josh. Could you do that? You stayed awfully silent, and you know what it is? I'm seeing it in your eyes. You're the volleyball snob we're talking about here. It's you.
I definitely have people within my friend circle who definitely go harsh on other people. No, I was sitting silent. My kid's crying in the background, so sorry if the audio's picking that up. But no, Garrett, I definitely see that.
It's just your whining. No.
Garrett, if you're going to be a practice player at university, I recommend you listen to the Jaron Mueller episode on Passin Dimes, because he mentioned when he was at U of A, they like to like mimic other people. They would like dress like them. Like if you were supposed to be like Garrett May in practice, like you would, walk a certain way, talk a certain way, maybe do stuff with your hands. Like he would find a way to really replicate.
What are you saying?
You have some characteristics, Garrett. I think somebody like if Anna wanted to be you for Halloween, we could get it in the first guess. I think
we can make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like that you think I'm that predictable.
I think you have character. I think you have charisma. I'm
going to change it all completely right now because of that. Totally different guy now.
You can't change it. You can't change it. No,
I can't.
But like there are teams who like when you are in the box squad, I think there's still ways to make you feel valued. Or like one small thing that New Wave Volleyball Club does in Volleyball BC, Gabe Berlac, who won provincial championships, he's a coach there. But like all the kids got to like touch the trophy and take a picture with it, because if you're a part of the club, you help that person like be successful, right? So I think like little things like that can go a long way versus the things about like so and so's on the national team, says this person, and somebody's rebuttal right away is but they're on the C team, like they're not really a part of it, like they don't get to sit with us at lunch, like that type of vibe. Like it definitely exists.
Separate
Garrett.
Tables?
No, everyone's a family now, Garrett. But there was a time where, like, if you were a senior athlete and you were in the weight room, like the B team athletes weren't allowed in the weight room because we couldn't disrupt like what the A team people were doing. Like, why would you do that?
Like informally,
that
or like
does not exist
there's a rule list
anymore.
There was a rule list. There was somebody enforcing that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I don't know, Josh. Do you feel that doesn't exist anymore? Because I came in at a time where that is not a thing.
I think it's better than it was. I think also people like Carrie, we talked about this with Sarah Pavan on the show. She is a very nice person, won't talk to anyone, but there's people who like have expectations in their mind what Sarah's like, and they just won't go talk to her. So they think like Sarah has an influence over the environment. But if you honestly just say good morning and talk to her, she'll talk to you. So I think there's just like maybe certain people on a pedestal, or maybe like if you're trying out for the junior national team and you see like maybe TJ Sanders at one time or Gord Perrin or Kira Van Ryk, you go, oh, that's so-and-so. And as a fan of volleyball, you get intimidated, but you realize if you talk to these people for 5 seconds, they're super nice. So
yeah, I learned that with this year with like talking to Mel. Mel is my idol. Heather's my idol. All these people that are actually just human beings and just female volleyball players that have a lot in common with, the rest of us.
You're right.
But I feel like
you have a lot in common. All guests on Sharp Cuts.
Jeez.
You haven't made it till you've been on Sharp Cuts. So anyone who hasn't been on, hit us up on Instagram and we'll get you on the show. Because you're not anybody until you're on Sharp Cuts.
But only you'll only answer if they have Canada national team in their Instagram bio. Yeah, like we're not taking just anybody here, and we don't want any C team members. None of this C team garbage on the show. Oh wait, no, right.
Do you have
Right, no.
references? Oh, sorry. You only
Not
played
that.
for George Brown College. Sorry, we can't have you on the show.
Yeah, right. Okay,
No.
shoot. Yeah, no, not that. We accept all? Maybe not that either. It's a slippery slope.
God.
So, Josh, how does it feel being one of the people who's gotten over that fear of approaching a big-time volleyball name when you approached Sarah Pavan and asked her to be on the show? You've overcome that fear, Josh.
Yeah, I'm trying
Spread
to think.
your wisdom.
Trying to think who in the volleyball community I would be starstruck of, because I've been starstruck before, Garrett. I don't know if you know, but Anna's mom is a big shooter in the movie community, and it was a big part of Mean Girls. So if you ever see her in person, I've seen Mean Girls enough times.
Good.
No,
Okay,
no,
Josh.
listen. No, Anna, your dad, I'd be seeing your dad would be, he'd be like, oh my God, that guy's been on a movie.
I'm blown away by Josh right now that he knows that my mom did Mean Girls. That's so
Josh is
funny.
a creep. Josh is an absolute creep.
No, that's a good thing. We want the recognition. Come on. The Mean Girls Jingle Bell Rock Dance, Donna Feore. Iconic.
YouTube it right now, Garrett.
YouTube it
So were
right
you
now.
Star Trek by Donna Feore?
Jingle Bell Rock Dance. You know the Mean Girls. Have you seen Mean Girls, Garrett?
Yes.
You know, the big leg slapping dance with the jingle
Yeah.
bell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
imagine
not-
a 45-year-old woman doing it.
Yeah, how are you not impressed right now, Garrett? Who would I
not-
be starstruck by? Maybe if I
I'm
saw
not that
Carrie
familiar with
Fry
the
in
film,
person,
like-
or Carrie Walsh Jennings. I think if I saw Carrie in an elevator, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't say anything. I don't think. I think that'd be.
Oh, yes, you would.
She'd be super friendly. She'd probably say hi first because she knows what a big light
Oh.
she shines. But
No, I'd say hi to Carrie. I'd
Not
try
a
to play it
Ludwig.
like she knew me. Because we met before. So I'd try to hey, and try to pretend like we knew each other well, even though we don't. But I try to big league her.
You'd-
Like, hey, Carrie, long time no see. And she's like, who the
mortifying.
hell is this guy?
Oh, that's mortifying.
you're gonna big time Carrie Walsh Jennings. Don't even try. This is-
Ludwig, I wouldn't be able to speak to Ludwig. I don't think I'd be able to say words. Number one. Not
Oh,
well
you
anyway.
would. No, you would. She is the nicest person ever.
Oh, I don't know,
Rich,
man.
when we were on tour, before she was even a top player, Rich introduced me to her, and
Oh, yeah?
I had no business being in that, but she's super nice. So yeah, you totally
Okay.
could.
All right. Fair enough.
Phil Dalhouser would be tougher to talk to, though. That'd be a
Okay.
tough
I
guy
wouldn't
to
be
say hello
starstruck.
to.
But I wouldn't
Yeah.
be starstruck.
And he's quiet. He's not a talker. So he's not
That's hard.
you'd be like, hey, you'd be like, hey. That's it.
Hey,
So, yeah, hey, how's it going?
I don't know. Volleyball's an interesting community. I feel like you can kind of say hi to everybody, especially in the
Josh?
beach world.
Go say hi to everybody and get them on the show.
yeah, for sure.
Get them come to tryouts.
Get him come to the tryout.
Say hi to all-
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Hey, we're having national team tryouts December 2nd to 4th. You want to come make an appearance?
Open national team tryouts December 2nd to 4th in Toronto, Garrett. Registration's still open.
Do you think there are any listeners who are on the fence still, even after last week, after you promoted it last week?
I don't
Do you
think
there's
listeners,
anybody
Garrett?
out there?
I don't think any direct listeners, but maybe they're going to tell someone about it and be like, oh, hey, you're not going to go pursue indoor. Maybe you should give this beach thing a shot. Come hang out with Josh and Anna at the center. And then they're going to go, yeah, that doesn't sound half bad.
Okay, so for the one listener who that applies to,
Yeah.
maybe two.
Do it. Do
Be a
it.
friend.
Tell them though how
Toronto's
low
great.
the bar is, because they're thinking in their head right now. They're thinking, "Oh, I know somebody, but they're not. They're not good enough to be on the national team." But you need to frame this so that they understand. No, you could be.
Again, more venomous language from Garrett. Tell them how low the bar is. I don't think the bar is that low, Garrett, but it is kind of
is that a hot
You
take?
are the bar. You
It's
are
a-
the bar, Garrett.
weird
I'm
stage
the
in the
bar.
cycle, Garrett,
Right.
where let's just say we're looking for new blood and we're open for business, Garrett. We would consider, it's an open tryout for a reason. We're looking for new blood.
Listen, cut the crap, okay? You're giving me this diplomatic language. I'm here to anger translate what you're saying. The bar is low. If you can pass, set, and hit, you're good enough to be on the national team. So come to the tryout.
According to Garrett, if you can play indoor, you can play beach. So anybody's welcome.
Actually, if
Pretty
you
much
can play
every-
indoor, you can definitely play beach. So you should definitely do that. If you play indoor and you've never played beach, Josh will
You'd
give
be
you a
good
look.
at beach, is what Garrett says. 80%. What isn't it? 80% of indoors is beach, basically. Be able to hit,
No.
pass, be athletic. Is that what he said?
No, I never said that.
Yeah, not going to learn anything on the OVA tour. Is that what he said? Yeah.
I did say that.
That was a hot
and
take.
I stand
I
by
know it was
that.
the original
I'll double
hot
down
take.
on that.
Okay.
No, I'll double down on that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you
Because
heard it here
Josh
first.
doesn't run the OVA tour anymore. So what else are you going to,
Right.
you can't learn from Canada's #1 beach crew when there's no more Canada's #1 beach crew.
Yeah, I think that is a hot take, Garrett, that they should take that off their shirt when I'm ever at an OVA event and I see the beach crew walking by with Canada's #1 beach crew on it. They haven't earned it. They don't deserve it. I don't think they are
deserve it.
#1 in Canada. I think, and I would say that to Suzanne's face, maybe she should come on the show and defend it. But I'm going to say the beach tour in Ontario peaked when Garrett May and Josh Nickel were on staff.
Wow.
Josh,
When
you
was
know
that,
what? You've given me a hard
2004?
time this episode, but it's come full circle when you say stuff like that. And it really reminds me why we're together on this
Yeah.
show, Josh. I
It was around
appreciate it.
2014, I think, and it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't 2004. It was around 2014, I think, was
Okay.
the peak. Maybe 2012 was
Wow.
really the peak, and then like it kind of declined afterwards.
Okay,
but-
here's a hot take.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
we're a crew. We run this show. So we're a crew and we discuss beach. So in a way, we're a beach crew. And so
You're a beach
we need to challenge the beach crew to a beach crew off for who really is Canada's #1 beach crew. Because it could be us, Josh.
It could be us. And you know what, Garrett? I would like a third team to be nominated in this contest. I would like the players to be there because, Garrett, nothing annoyed me more than when we would set up for the OVA beach events and the players would complain, oh, my net's a little low, these lines are off. But then you're down there on like a random Tuesday and you see the national team players set up their own stuff. There's no way it's regulation. So they used to complain and say, oh, the net height's supposed to be to like this wrinkled line on my fingers. I've seen the stuff the national team players try to practice on. It's embarrassing at best, Garrett.
Yeah, like I'm pretty
We
confident
practice
I
too
could
high,
set up.
first of all.
Well, we practice too high on yeah, because you don't know the net height. You don't actually know
Because
the
we don't
regulation.
know the net height. because
Good,
I have
though.
literally no idea.
Good.
Too
Get
high,
better.
always. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, I think you
Building
and I,
athleticism.
two-man bat beach crew, could go and set up all the courts at Ashbridges faster with us two than the entire current roster of the OVA beach crew.
Are you saying that because it's November and they don't have a current beach crew?
A bold claim. A bold claim.
I'm saying that because I'm that confident in our ability.
I don't know. I have mad respect for the OVA beach crew. Mad respect because they do a lot. And I don't know if you two could trump that. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't like your tone here, Hannah. You don't have
Take
faith
that as
in
my
this.
hot take of the evening. That's my hot take. Josh
No,
and
it's not a
Garrett
hot take. It's just a
are the
chirp.
second
It's just
best
a sharp
beach
cut.
crew.
It's just a shot at us.
Yeah.
Straight, not a hot take. It's just an insult.
Just a shot take.
It's just an insult. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
It's an insult.
sure. Right
After a
on.
full hour of chatting with you, and I told you
Been
you were a nice
inspired.
person. Said
This
you
attitude
said
is
you
just
said
rubbing
on
off.
this show you like to try to be nice to people. You end the
Sure.
show with a full shot at Josh and I.
At Canada's second best beach crew. Yeah.
Hey,
like
I would take that too. I would take
a ring
that
to
too.
that.
Canada's #2 beach crew. That also doesn't sound
Canada.
right.
You know what? It does sound good. Canada's #2 beach crew. Yeah, it's better.
Rhymes.
Yeah.
It's like
it
a
might be
silver
better.
at Worlds, right? Like we're top two.
Well,
Top 2. And neither of you
Yeah.
are MVP. Yeah. Not yet. Not
harsh.
yet.
Harsh.
Not yet.
Okay. Do you think we've successfully scared away the remaining listeners, or do we think we need to go
Easily.
downhill even further?
I think we've scared them off.
You think nobody's listening right now? Like,
Probably guaranteed.
will anybody hear this? We don't know.
How do you find that out?
I know the average view duration on YouTube, and it shows me the graph when people leave. So on YouTube, I can confirm or deny. I don't know how we can tell on the podcast.
I'm not sure
Well,
either.
best to be left surprised then, right?
So let's just trust that somebody's watching right now. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. And, be a friend, tell a friend. If you're so passionate, you probably don't know anybody else who cares. So, but if you do, let them know.
Yeah, like if anyone's actually listening to the end because they're a fan, like they're really like the #1 fan of the show. If you're listening because like you're doing dishes or laundry and it just kind of got like left on in the background and like it was on 2 times speed, but like if you made it this far as an actual fan, I think there's one of you right now and you should find a way to get in touch with us because we want to know who you are.
You're
Yeah, for
coming
the
on the
people who
show.
are-
That's your the next guest.
Yeah, we need them on the show. And for anybody who's
you're
just
not
listening because you left it on and you like can't get to turn it off yet, like it's out of reach.
Sure.
Like you're doing something, you're like, oh, it's over. Like just this is your warning. Like the episode's ending, so like go and just turn it off.
Our grating voices will come to an end.
If you're not sick of us already, you sure as heck are now. Okay.
It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate your hot takes and your thoughts. So appreciate it.
Thank
Josh,
you for
always a pleasure.
bamboozling.
Yes, we appreciated your trickery, Josh, to get in on the show. And thank you, lone listener, for not listening to us and not turning it off. But now you can. That'll do it. And we will see you next time.